What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to take a look at a Milwaukee knife. Yes, sirree. The Fastback spring-assisted Tanto knife. Yes, sir. I'm sure a few people right now are saying, a blister pack knife? Where's this channel going? He's going downhill. He's doing blister pack knives. Well, let's be perfectly honest here, people. You can run your channel any way you want. I run it the way I want. Milwaukee has a very good reputation for their tools. Let's be perfectly honest. They make fairly good, decent stuff. And I thought this interesting knife here brings a lot to the table. And I thought would be very comparative to the Benchmade, and specifically even the Griptilian, because they are very close to the same size. So let's take a look at some basic quick comparisons. They are both using basically very close to the same locking system, which for Benchmade is the access lock. They call it the pin lock on the Milwaukee knife alone. So there you go. That's the first big difference right there. Let's be perfectly honest. They're very similar in size. The Milwaukee obviously has a flipper tab. Interesting. The spring assist is very, very perky. Really moves right along. Does it compare to a Benchmade Griptilian? Not really. You have a lot more deployment. A lot more different deployment methods than you do, and you don't have to worry about the spring breaking for your spring assist. Big difference. And then from a very more expensive knife, but either way you go, both feel very good in the hand. The Griptilian, about $150 knife, give or take. This one's even more because I did get it made in the custom shop with a satin Tanto blade and so on and so forth. So it was a little bit more. But let me tell you, the Milwaukee feels good. It doesn't have obviously the curvature of the Griptilian. It does have some curvature there that really feels good. But even though this is blockier, it still feels good and fills the hand out pretty nicely. And not really sure if that's painted or I'm sure it's probably not DLC coded. There's a pretty big price difference. One's USA made, one's Chinese made. Take that as you will. One's a blister pack. Yes, some people will say, cheap Chinese blister pack knife. Yeah, it is. It's a $25 knife. Big difference from the Griptilian or any knife, really, honestly, that Benchmade makes. I know a lot of the haters are going to say, you can't compare the two. Well, of course we can. They're the same size. They have the same locking system. They have a lot of very similar ideas and concepts behind them. Take it as you will. You may not like it. Don't have to. There's plenty of other YouTube channels that you can mosey on over to. For this channel here, we do look at Tantos, and I like to be open-minded about every Tanto that I can for the channel and for you guys out there that might be interested in these knives. It does have a spring clip. Spring clips are pretty nice. A lot of people really like them. I don't mind them. Sometimes the ramps are a little low, so if you have thick jeans, makes it a little hard to get in and out of the jeans. So we'll check this one out and see how it works. And looks like they did a pretty good job. Nice ramp, and you don't really even notice it in the hand. It feels really good in the hand. And that's the difference of the Fastbacks. These Fastbacks come in many different models. They have the razor blade, utility razor blade knives. They make a lot of these knives, and they're extremely popular, and I can see why. They really feel good in hand. Their deployment is spot on. I mean, it really is. Thank God that's a small flipper tab, because, if you catch it, she doesn't take a lot to open. It takes a lot to close. Not a lot to open. Obviously, with the spring assist, it does make it a two-handed knife, unlike the Griptilian, which I can very easily close with one hand. Without really any thoughts. And so that's a big difference. But, you are talking about the price difference. The access lock doesn't really do anything but move the blade as far as you see there, which is right there is where it hits the spring that opens it, and it gets stiff from there. So other than that, yeah, reef on it. Yes, there is a little bit of side to side and really reefing on it. There's no up and down, which technically doesn't matter for this type of locking system. These knives were, before this access lock or pen lock, whatever you want to call it these days, they did use liner locks. So they did upgrade to a locking system that is, I think most people can agree, or is a lot more superior than a liner lock. So yeah, they're definitely taking a lot of things. There does seem to be bronze washers in there. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like there's a bronze washers in there, so that's good. I mean, they could have just put some plastic washers in there, but there looks like there's bronze washers in there. I don't think the camera is going to pick up on it. No, it doesn't look like it's going to pick up on it, but it does look like there's bronze washers in there. But like I said, we're just not gonna, the camera's not gonna pick up on it. They're too far in there. They're small. They're not very wide. The hardware is very small. So it's a little bit of an issue. But then again, you've really got to be careful taking knives like this apart anyway, because the springs usually do tend to fly out, which I think is why you see that it's pretty much the one side is very, very tall and very contained, and the spring is probably, because the spring's probably in behind this liner. They've got some pretty good steel liners in there. So you can see, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Feels really good. It's interesting. We'll see. I might actually maybe do some beating on this knife. It's pretty sharp. Got that nice partially serrated. That's going to be really good on some cutting tasks. Obviously, with the thickness of the blade there. Let's compare it. Yeah, they're pretty close. So very close to the same thickness as the Griptilian. The Griptilian does have a little bit more. There we go. The camera is all over the place, of course. So there you go. There you guys go. I mean, it looks, it's an interesting knife. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. And some people might disagree, but I think all in all, it's a pretty good knife to take a look at. $25, I think, is what this knife goes for. It's a blister pack. Yes, it is. But, like I said, Milwaukee makes really good stuff. It is limited lifetime warranty. Okay, the camera doesn't want to focus on it. Limited lifetime warranty. Take that as you may on that one. Who knows what that really means these days. But there you guys go. Yeah, this camera is acting up. So there you guys go. Anyway, that's the Milwaukee Fastback spring assisted knife, coming with your pin lock and assisted opening. So we'll catch you next time on the next one, guys. Have a great day.